Hello everyone, welcome back. Tonight's video isn't about something explosive. There are no headlines here, no breaking news, no moment where everything suddenly makes sense. Instead, we're looking at something quieter, something that unfolds in fragments, messages, short ones, the kind you normally read and forget. But when you slow them down, when you isolate each one, place it under a lens, and really examine what's being said, and more importantly, what isn't being said, they begin to feel different, colder, more deliberate. This is a breakdown of the one who shall be named Frostbird. It starts the way most things do now. Not with a voice, not with a face, but with a notification. A message appears, no warning, no build-up, no indication of what's about to follow. Are you available? There's something immediately unsettling about how little effort is made to frame it. No greeting, no name, no attempt to ease into a conversation, just direct inquiry, stripped down to its most functional form. It doesn't ask how you are. It doesn't pretend to care. It simply checks availability. And that word, available, carries weight, because it suggests that your presence isn't being sought for connection, but for use. Like you're being assessed. Are you there? Are you ready? Can you respond? There's no emotion behind it, no warmth, just a quiet expectation that you'll answer. And the stranger part is, you feel compelled to, because even though the message is minimal, it creates a kind of pressure, a silence that waits, a gap that demands to be filled. It's not a conversation starter, it's a signal. 1v1 me in Rivals. Then, at another time, maybe minutes later, maybe hours, the tone sharpens. No questions this time. 1v1 me in Rivals. It's immediate, direct, command-like. There's no transition from the first message, no bridge connecting the two. It's as if the earlier question served only one purpose, to confirm your presence. And now that your presence is established, the real intent reveals itself. A challenge. But even that word feels too human for what this is, because there's no emotion behind it, no excitement, no teasing, no competitive banter, just a statement of action. You are being summoned into something. There's an efficiency here that feels almost mechanical, like steps in a process. Check availability, issue directive. No deviation, no wasted movement, and the lack of explanation is what makes it feel cold. You're not told why. You're not given a choice in the traditional sense. The message exists as a standalone instruction dropped into your space with the expectation that you'll follow through. It doesn't ask if you want to, only if you will. Okay. Then comes the moment of that. On the surface, seems the least important, the smallest possible response. Okay. 2 letters, no punctuation, no emphasis, but this is where things become unsettling, because this isn't the okay people use casually. It doesn't carry tone, it doesn't reflect a mood, it doesn't adapt to the situation. It's flat, final. It feels less like a response and more like a system confirmation, as if something has been possessed, processed, decision made, action acknowledged. There's no trace of personality here, no hint of whether the outcome was good or bad, expected or surprising, just acceptance. And that absence is what lingers, because in a normal interaction, even the simplest response carries something, a bit of tone, a hint of emotion, a fragment of identity. But here, there's nothing. It looks like a blank space where something should be, and realizing it was never there to begin with. You were the one who messaged me about the SAT, right? Then, without warning, the pattern shifts. Completely different moment, a different context, almost like stepping into another room and finding the same presence waiting there. You were the one who messaged me about the SAT, right? This is where things become more complex, because now there's memory, recognition, a thread connecting this moment to something that happened before. It introduces a new layer, one that suggests awareness beyond the immediate interaction. Frostbird isn't just reacting in real time, he's storing information, recalling it, applying it when necessary. But even here, the tone doesn't change. It's still direct, still stripped from anything. There's no, I think I remember you. No, hey, long time no talk. Just identification, a quiet confirmation that you exist in his mental record, and that you've been placed correctly. And there's something deeply cold about that, because it shows behind the minimal words, behind the silence, behind the efficiency, there's a system of thought, a way of organizing people, interactions, moments, not emotionally, but functionally. You're not being reconnected with. You're not being recognized. You're being cataloged, placed in a file. Remember that well, because I'm sure he will.